City Council, but I also want to thank them for their support and what we are looking to do with the City of Montgomery. Certainly also want to thank our partner, the County Commissioners, Vice Chancellor Sampson, here, and speaking of the good colleagues. And I certainly want to acknowledge our new Director of Economic Development, who's thinking about all this a little bit. Y'all probably with us a little bit. See you, and we'll get you to come make a few remarks as well. You know, this is a very important program, and I'm grateful that Carmen was doing that to pull all of you together, because some of you I've met, for most of you I've met somewhere along the way through my experience with the county, throughout the community campaign since I've been there here at the City of Montgomery. But one of the things that is very important for us is to make sure that we don't just do things at the policy level that don't have an impact at the personal level. And often in government, we think that we're doing the right thing, and we're well intended, but people don't feel it. And if people don't feel it, then it doesn't really matter to them, because it's like anything else. If it's in, on the web and you don't know what's on the internet, unless you can find it, it doesn't help. So you've got to be able to find it or to get the use out of it. And we know that in our city, there's a lot that people don't know how to find, that we really want to help them get more use out of it. And so this really is a brainchild of Carmen Ziegler. She wanted to pull you all together. And we want to talk about the procurement process, because we have passed our minority participation resolution of what we like to see, but how do we make sure that we prepare you to do business with the city? How do we make it clear what those steps are needed for you to undertake? And that's very important, because our economy depends on everyone having an opportunity to start and grow and scale their business. If you happen to be one of the few who always been doing business with the city of Montgomery, want to get your foot in the door, then that's problematic for us. One, we don't know if we're getting the best results that we can get, because we don't know about the level of competition that we have. Two, we don't know if we're getting the best outcomes, because we don't know if we got the best ideas. And for us to really be successful as a community, more Black businesses have to participate in city government, in the procurement process. Be very clear about that. More Black businesses have to participate in the procurement process with city government. That is urgent, because that is often the gateway for small businesses to have an institutional client to be able to grow and build and scale their businesses. Without that, you're chasing clients and you're chasing services, while at the same time you're trying to operate your business, pay your taxes, stay up to date on your business licensing, all of those things that are needed. But it's important that we see the value in making sure that Black businesses in the city that is now majority, like it has been majority for a number of years, gets that opportunity. Now, some of that may be direct. Some of that may be through partnerships, collaborations. Some of that may be through a mentoring situation that we may set up, or that you may set up on your own. There are a number of ways to do it. But the city has, in my perspective, responsibility to make sure that more people, more Black-owned businesses are at the table. That's been something that the city has been elected, even out of the county. The county has not done as good a job as they need to do it. And I was probate judge for 7 years, so including myself, and that critique had not done as good a job as we need to do. So now we have to make sure that we learn from things that we didn't do in the past, and how do we really apply them to the day. And to talk with cities that have done, to talk with mayors that have done disparity studies, equity studies in their city and municipal spending. One of the things that became very apparent to me, and I share with our finance director, and they'll also ask you to stay, because procurement is in your division. There's been new female finance director who's done a great job since taking on that position. One of the things that has come was the procurement process. Several mayors told me that, your council can pass something at a resolution, and you can have all the intent in the world, but if people don't understand the procurement process, then it's dead anymore. They're not going to understand how to respond to the RFPs, and therefore they won't be included in the entire group of potential vendors that you can use. So we really look hard at that. And we also wanted to make sure that those who were writing the RFPs were writing them in a way that was open and accessible. We had to make sure that we did this. So I'm going to give you an example, and then I'll ask Darryl Washington to come up and give a few remarks. On his very first day, he hadn't even been out yet. I'm doing it in front of the microphone, so I don't know what he was saying. But one of the things, we give you an example, was we had a janitorial contract that came up during the budget last year. I think it was $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. And I knew that was one of the things that I've been told, was that, sometimes your threshold is so high that businesses can't be bonded for that amount. And if they can't be bonded, then you can't bid on it. So that janitorial contract has been coming up under a $1 million RFP. So my question was, why don't we bring the RFP up? Why don't we bring it up either in 4s or 5? Well, the feedback was, we'd like to kind of keep it with one company. That one company had been doing janitorial work for a long time, right? I think they had done pretty good work. But for smaller businesses, black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, how do they get a shot? How do they get a shot if that bar set $1 million and they have to monitor for that? If I'm just starting out with a 2-man or 2-woman show, how do I get in? So we broke it up. And now that didn't just happen. We broke it up because I made it break it up. I made it break it up because if we're going to reach this goal, we have to do things differently. And so now we've got 4 products. I think we're going to afford the $250,000 per on that bid. But that's how that happened. Now there are other examples I can give, and there's some other examples we still have to correct. But those are things we have to do because that helps our economy, it helps our community, and it helps not only all of you who are here, but many people who aren't here to see you as an example. And once people start seeing examples who look like them, that you have a successful business, and that you were able to not only visit the city, but many other companies. Had this conversation with Amazon last week in DC. Many other companies that the city and the county gives incentives to, but we want to make sure they're doing businesses with businesses in our city, in our county. We want to make sure that they share our vision and our values, and that certainly means bringing minority businesses to the table and walking them through their process, and not just putting out an RFP. And so that's why we're here today, is to kind of explain all of this to you. And Doug, if you don't mind, I just want to ask Darryl Washington to share a couple of things about our vision for economic development. And again, procurement is under the Department of Finance. So it's important for us to understand that. But economic development is something that Darryl Washington is going to be tasked with because of his background and what he's done. And this is the first time that the city has had a separate director of economic development. All the people that kind of, bring their teeth to the Chamber of Commerce, what they have to do. The Chamber of Commerce is not an economic development entity, and they will tell you that. They are a member-driven entity, and always have been. No different than the Birmingham Business Alliance and the Mobile Regional Chamber as well. So it's not anything new, but now we have a director of economic development who will help us kind of fuse all this together. So, Darryl, you were just going to say a few brief words to introduce yourself, because these are the people who we want you to get to know and meet, and vice versa.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. As Mayor said, I'm 1 hour into the job, but this topic is something that's very dear to me. I have over 30 years of economic development experience, but for the last 5 years in Birmingham, I've been working with minority businesses. As the Mayor said, I think the city needs to be a hub providing access, but you to be intentional. You got to be intentional about the fact that the lifeblood of the city truly is small businesses. And so I look forward to working with you, being accessible. I'm very business retention focused, meaning that we can go out and recruit big businesses, but we got to have good relationships with our small businesses. A lot of times we don't know what we don't know. The only way we find out is by talking to businesses. So I look very forward to being here. I'm from Birmingham originally. Don't know a whole lot about Montgomery, but I intend to find out. And I'm super excited about this opportunity.
Turn it over to you. Thanks so much.
Dougie Fresh.
Okay, Steve, you steal everything I'm gonna talk about. I should share with you earlier. I do want to introduce my team from Montgomery County Commission. Cheryl Thomas, Finance Director, is here, and Ken Anderson, Administrator, Clark Stockton, our Administrator. So let me tell you on behalf of Montgomery County Commission, Chairman Elton Dean, and Montgomery County is open for business. There's a lot of exciting things going on here. Some you've read about. Stephen mentioned Amazon. There's some other things happening. Other companies that are relocating here that will be announced soon. And these big companies that come, why they're so important is because there's so many jobs and opportunities that come with them. Somebody's got to clean their buildings. Somebody's got to supply their mats. Somebody has to do their vending machines. Somebody has to fix their cars. So there's a lot of opportunities there. I'm proud to say that for many, many years, people said that the county commission gave lip service to minority participation. Carmen's done a great job working with us and promoting us and encouraging us. I'm proud to say that we had a 30% minority participation incentive or goal for the Whitewater project. As of today, we have 38%. But here's our challenge as leaders in Montgomery County, the city of Montgomery, town of White Grove, is that 38%, we make sure it's just not all laborers and skilled and unskilled laborers. See, when I get in my car, I go across the bridge today, I don't care who the engineer was, what color the engineer was. All I care about is if I go across that bridge, I don't need no dent. If I'm at Whitewater and I get on that zip line, I don't sit there and say, well, was it a white guy, Korean? I just want to make sure they're qualified. So I'm excited, and I'm committed, the Montgomery County Commission is committed to doing everything that in our power, that we have people that are willing to work, willing to invest in themselves, that we help them become entrepreneurs. They're not being hired, they're doing the hiring. I'm not looking to hire them, I'm asking them for a job. And I'm convinced when the children are born here in Montgomery, we'll have a few born today in Montgomery, regardless of color of skin, or what orientation they are, ethnic, or whatever it is, that if we give them the same opportunity growing up, education-wise, and then they want to work, they want to sweat, like Eddie Bell over here, a transmission guy, Willie Durham, State Farm. If they want to invest in themselves and work hard, then we need to be their support and help them get the training and the financial support to be the contractor, to be the accountant, to be the owner of that company. So I'm excited about it. And I promise you, I'm going to have Chairman Dean and the rest of my fellow Montgomery County Commissioners and Carmen that will work to do that. And thank you all for your time today.
Quickly, before we get to doing business with the city of Montgomery, I do want to go over a few stats that I omitted earlier, and I think the media is here, and I think it's important that they capture some of this, because sometimes there are questions around why do we do things that we do deliberately. And when we're talking about doing business with the city and the county, it's important to give us an understanding not only the disparities that exist, but the impact of those disparities. So I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I get the details correct, and I want to make sure that the facts are out. According to the U.S. Census in insight from 2018. According to a 2020 study by Citigroup, the study came up with $16 trillion in lost gross domestic product by noting 4 key racial gaps between African Americans and white Americans. 13 trillion lost in potential business revenue because of discriminatory lending to African American entrepreneurs, with an estimated 6.1 million jobs not generated as a result. Therefore, Citigroup urged a slew of actions to reverse discriminatory practices and boost the gross domestic product over the next 5 years, including addressing the wage gap suffered by African Americans and promoting diversity at the top within the banks and other companies. Ensuring healthy Black-owned businesses is vital to decreasing the United States Black-white wealth gap, which the McKinsey & Company projects will cost the economy $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion per year by 2028. 58% of Black-owned businesses were at risk of financial distress before the pandemic, compared with about 27% of white-owned businesses. But the pandemic pushed almost 41% of Black-owned U.S. businesses into closure from February to April 2020. Many surging Black businesses have reported concern about the viability of their futures. Many of them, their concerns reflect the difficult time that they have had accessing credit since the COVID-19 pandemic began. I give you those facts and I give you that data to undergird what we're talking about here. Because when people hear and they see certain things, there's a question as to why it's here. Not only does it make sense, but it makes dollars. And I don't think that all of us who are in business understand the importance and the impact of that. Not only on your business, but on this community. You cannot have a viable community. Therefore, you cannot have a viable Central Alabama. Because let's be clear, if Montgomery is not healthy, Central Alabama is not healthy.
That's right.
So Montgomery has to be prosperous, Central Alabama to be prosperous. And if Central Alabama is not prosperous, then the state of Alabama is not be prosperous. So you cannot have one without the other. And so the data is not Stephen Reed. The data is the facts of what impacted and what we see in this nation, and it's exacerbated in our state, in our city. And when you boil it down to a city that has a majority Black population, it grows even more. So I'm glad that we have some of our partners here that city money puts into their banks and their financial institutions, because it's important for them to understand that. It's what we told Bill Daly of Wells Fargo just last week in Washington, D.C., that the money they are allocating for Black businesses and Black homeowners is not enough. There has to be more, there has to be a strong commitment because of what's at stake. And so it impacts a city and a region like ours disproportionately because of the lack of capital and the lack of business growth that we have. And so it cannot be that we continue to do things as they were and think that we're going to get somewhere we've never been. That's not going to happen if we don't change. And government has a role to play in that, and it has to be deliberate and it has to be intentional. And the numbers that I just said backs up, and I'll be more than happy to share those with the pressure they need. But I want to say this to all of you, and I will take my seat. I want everyone here listening or watching online to understand. I think it's important that we help Black business not only to start up, but to be sustainable for years and even decades to come. That means that we're putting more people on the payroll. That means there are more taxes being paid in the city. That means there's more going to our churches, going to our nonprofits, going to various organizations that the city and the county and the community depends on for help. There's more money on the tax roll, we see that come back. So again, not only does it make sense, it makes dollars. But not having access to capital plays a prodigious role in the lifespan of Black businesses. So again, I'm glad that our bankers are here, But some of them are not. They need to know this as well. And so those that aren't here, we need to make sure they get a meeting with me so I can share this with them. Because they have a role to play in this. And just for all transparency, I'm on the local advisory board of Trustmark Bank, and I'll make sure that they know this as well. But we need to use every tool at our disposal to rectify this issue, which are products of systemic barriers and financial challenges. These are things that will not be solved in just a couple of hours here today, but it's a start of a conversation. It's a start of more talks and more action around finances and economic growth as much as we talk politics and prayer in this city. We've got to start talking about the capital. We've got to start talking about the money. If we're going to see this city grow, we're going to put people to work and see some of you grow your businesses to a scale in which we want them to grow. And finally, I think by finding ways to increase capital, amplifying knowledge about the ins and outs of business management, and strengthening financial literacy, not only will we helping the Black businesses, not only will we helping minority-owned businesses, we're helping white-owned businesses, we're helping all businesses, we're helping this city, this county, and this community, while attributing all of this to our collaborative efforts together. Private sector, small businesses, entrepreneurs, public sector, government, and the things that we are doing well and things that we need to do better in order to help you. These are things that will strengthen not only our local economies, they will strengthen our regional and state economy. And these are things that will provide hope and opportunity for many of the young people right now who don't see anyone who looks like them represented in a corporate suite. We don't see anyone like them who has taken an innovative idea and built it out. We don't see anyone like them from their neighborhood who has taken a business plan and got that to market because they got their first foot in the door with the city and county. When we listen to Dave Stewart, who's the second richest Black person in this country, who's worth, I think, $5.3 billion, who is the CEO of Worldwide Technology, he had two things that were very key to his success. Number one was about in his scripture, and he thought that his faith in God and him all the way through. But the second piece of it was that he got his first big break with an 8A SBA certified contract at Gumptown Air Force Base. Very, very important to take that idea over 35 years ago to be worth several $billions right now. Now, it may seem like that's a far stretch, but I give you that example just to say that we can be helpful. And maybe not going to be the second wealthiest Black person in the country and be worth $5.some billion, but certainly government can be helpful in making sure that we give you an opportunity to grow and scale your business and the concepts that you have for what work you have already done. We want to make sure that this is only the beginning in doing this. It is not enough to have just a Black mayor in the city if we don't have Black prosperity in the city. And Black prosperity doesn't have to come at the expense of white prosperity, or Asian prosperity, or Hispanic prosperity. We can all prosper together, but only if we have a fair shot, and only if we're doing things in an equitable way that makes sense for the people who are starting and operating their businesses and have been for decades and unable to break into city government and county government opportunities because of whatever barriers they have been long before 2019. But we hope this is the onset of the beginning of change for where that is. And we will come back to not only talk to you, but to show you the numbers, to show you the difference that we're making. And if we aren't measuring up to our expectations, then they'll continue to be changed. There'll continue to be challenges that we will do. Because those numbers economically, to me, are just as important, if not more so, than any votes that I may get or any other policy that we may pass. We've got to change the dynamics in this city, in this region, financially and economically, for all of us to benefit, or else we're not going to see the type of potential and growth we can have in our community. So with that, I thank you all again for being here. I may have to step out a little bit early, but I want to thank Carmen Ziegler for pulling this together and all of our city and county leaders who are working hard in this effort. Betty Beeville to Cheryl Morgan County, Christy Davis in County Procurement, Robert Taylor, Licensing Revenue, and Joyce Smith Buyer, and certainly Daryl as he begins hour number 2 on the job. We'll make sure that he gets what it is you all need from us, and that he gets what he needs from you to make this all come back. So I thank everybody for being here, and I thank everybody for what they do to make Montgomery a great city, a great county, and a great community that's going to get even better with all of you to take. Thanks so much. Carmen?
Before Mayor Reed has to step out, or Vice Chairman Singleton, I want to give the opportunity to thank them because without their support, I would never have been able to pull off what we did in Whitewater and what we're doing here today. So I want to thank them for hearing your calls. I want them for answering your calls. That's what most of all we need to thank them for today, answering your calls for small and medium business. So we're going to begin with Ms. Joyce Smith. She's the buyer for the city of Cuban. Following from her and Mr. Robert Taylor, the license revenue. We're going to have them come, and then we'll have the county come. After everyone has come up, we'll have a brief session. You ask a few questions. And to know this is just the beginning. We have more seminars to come. I'd like to thank too some of our bankers over here, financial institutions, just stand up. Because I promised people that we would have people representing final banks. So if you guys would just stand up so that afterwards, if anybody wants to ask me any questions, we have our bankers here. I see Pete, Greg, Ken, and from Renaissance, and we also have Smart Bank here down at the new bankers here. So we want them to stand up. So if you have any questions, after this meeting, with them and give them your card and tell them, hey, I need to sit down and have a talk. We also have some insurance brokers here. If you'll please stand, insurance brokers, I promise you guys, we got some here. They're here, and after again, you see these gentlemen, stop them. If you need help with insurance funding, stop them, give them your card, and let's make an appointment for you. But right now, we're going to have Ms. Joyce Smith come on.
My name is Joyce Smith from the City Procurement Office, and today I will speak with you about how to become a vendor as well as how to do business with the City of Montgomery. First, some basic information about the Procurement Office. I know everyone is eager to ask questions, so this will be a very quick presentation before our Q&A session. The Procurement Office consists of 2 buyers, a procurement director, 2 buyers, supporting all departments of the City of Montgomery. Next. Our procurement staff consists of Ken Warwick, myself, Joy Smith, and Cheryl Stan, all available to answer any questions you may have. Next. In FY 21-22, we processed over 4,300 purchase orders, advertised 35 sealed competitive bids, administered 19 contracts, maintained vendor files for over 10,000 vendors. Procurement's mission is to purchase supplies and equipment as required by the City of Montgomery and dispose of surplus property. Our legal authority is from the Mayor Council Act 618, State of Alabama Bid Law, Title 41, Chapter 16, Code of Alabama, 1975, and the City of Montgomery Policy and Procedures. Next. Resolution 63-2021, Mayor Reed, along with the City Council, approved adoption of an administrative plan for a 30% minimum goal of disadvantaged, minority, and women-owned business to provide equitable opportunity in all aspects of city purchases and contracting programs. Next. How to do business with the City of Montgomery. First, register your company with Vendor Registry at vendorregistry.com. This will allow you to automatically receive bids, RFPs, and quotes electronically. criteria are required to have a business license. Bob Taylor and Pamela Rowe from the city's revenue department will speak with you on this in a moment. The minority questionnaire is in regards to Mayor Reed and the City Council's recently passed Resolution 63/2021 to provide minorities and women-owned business equity opportunity to participate in all aspects of city purchasing and contracting programs. This questionnaire helps the city to track data. All required documents can be picked up today, mailed, emailed, by contacting the city procurement office. Next. We are pleased to announce the city of Montgomery now has an online vendor registry system to help us better serve you. You can find this on the city's homepage at www.montgomeryal.gov. Our new registration system is powered by vendor registry. This system allows you to quickly register and update details such as what products and services you provide, as well as contact information. This will enable us and vendor registry to notify you of future bid and quote opportunities. Once you get to the city's homepage, next, to register, part of work, then under business resources, click vendor registration system. This will take you to the vendor registry's homepage. Next. Select the blue I am vendor tab. This takes you to the registration page. Next. Vendor registry offers 3 options. Agency, and this allows you to access the city of Montgomery's bids, RFPs, and quotes. This option is offered free of charge to the city, by the city. State allows access to the city of Montgomery and 1,915 agencies in Alabama. This option is $42 per month, billed annually. National allows access to the city of Montgomery and 95,827 agencies in all 50 states. This option is $158 monthly, billed $158 a month, billed annually. Next, select an option. Complete registration by following instructions provided. Again, registering with vendor registry does not add you to the city's vendor file. Please refer back to required vendor information. New vendor packets will be available today. You may also call the Procurement Office contacts and request a vendor packet to be emailed to you. Thank you again for your interest in becoming a city of Montgomery vendor. We look forward to working with you and everyone. We look forward to working with everyone and to achieve hopefully surpass and we look forward to working with everyone to achieve and hopefully surpass our planned goal of 30% for disadvantaged, minority, and women-owned business. This cannot be accomplished without your help. In closing, we will be available and welcome any questions you may have after the meetings. Again, thank you for your time.
Good morning, everybody. Bob Taylor. I'm the supervisor of the License Revenue Division. Brief overview of what the License Revenue Division does. We, of course, are responsible for the issuance and collections of business licenses, as well as the various taxes, sales tax, use tax, and various business taxes. So what exactly is a business license? It is a license issued by a local jurisdictional tax authority that authorizes or permits a business to conduct business activities within its geographical boundaries. Next. Basically, the city of Montgomery classified of sales, service, and a combined sales and service. Next. What is the difference between these? A sales-based business is generally sales-oriented. Primary activity is in exchanging tangible personal property and consumables in exchange for monetary reward. Some of the various examples that you see up there: restaurants, if you have a retail store or online sales, lemonade stand, hot dog stand. Next. A service-based business is in general provides its customers with a specific need or requirement with intangible skills, amenities, and/or expertise in exchange for monetary reward. Some various examples of these are like child care services, custom meal delivery services, house cleaning services, pet sitting services, tutoring, consulting services, interior decorating services, personal fitness trainers, elder companion and care provider, pet sitting. Next. Finally, there's the combination of both. Sales and service-based businesses. These are businesses that provide the services that we defined previously and also have sale of tangible personal products. Examples of these include beauty salons, veterinary offices and clinics, nail salons, chiropractor offices, mechanic shops, tires. Next. Why is this important to the business license process? This helps us in determining the types of tax responsibilities of a City of Montgomery business license. As we defined it earlier, if you're doing services only, the only thing you're going to be responsible for is a business license each year. Whereas if you're doing sales-based, you will also have to not only have to have a business license, you'll also have to at least pay sales taxes as well. That will require registration for a sales tax account. As a reminder, sales taxes, if you have them, will be on the 20th of the month for any sales done in the preceding month. So any sales, for example, that are done in the month of May would be due June 20th. Business licenses that run annually for a calendar year that will expire December 31st. They will be reviewed in the month of January. Next. We just did that. I jumped around. We're going to skip on down from kind of the bottom. Can we go up toward the end, please? Back up. Quick checklist of the different, in terms of getting a business license. Complete a business license application, any sales tax application, that is, if you're going to be selling it. Proof of if you have an LLC, you'll have to have articles of formation, corporations, articles of incorporation, and the Secretary of State. You'll also have to have proof of a current regulatory license if that's applicable. And some businesses, they do require regulatory licenses. Examples of these are doctors, lawyers, chiropractors, beauticians, is that correct? Cosmetologists. You also have to have, if you have a actual physical location in the City of Montgomery, you have to complete a certificate of occupancy. What this means is that the various departments like zoning, fire, building inspection will inspect your property to make sure that it's in compliance with all city codes. You also have to have a copy of your government-issued photo identification, like a driver's license, passport photo. If you have an LLC or corporation, list of all owners and board members with all their contact information. And if you have you will also have to provide a proof of social security number, your sole proprietor, or an entity ID, which is a corporation or LLC. Now, with our business license, is one thing. It's like how much does a business license cost every year? The majority of your businesses, the cost is based on the previous year's gross receipts. First year, it will be done based on projection. Between between your starting date and December 31. When you renew the license the following year, that would be the gross receipts that you actually did will be compared versus what you projected and cost adjusted accordingly. Next. Our contact information, 625-2036, we're on Washington Avenue on the 3rd floor. That's about a block or so over, 2 blocks actually. So I want to thank everybody for your time. I'll open the floor to any questions anybody might have. I'm sorry? Sure. Let's go back a little bit on that slide. I'm also going to call Pamela Rose, one of our compliance officers, to go through that process. Pam? Let's go back a little bit further. A little bit further. I believe that's it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pam Roach, one of our compliance officers.
Good morning, everyone. The question was regarding the certificate of occupancy process. Basically, when you receive one of our applications, with respect to those businesses that have a brick-and-mortar physical location within the city limits of Montgomery, that application directs you to the inspection division. So you will contact the inspection division and make application with them for a proper inspections process to begin. That will include building, fire, all of those technical trainings that will come out to your physical location. And they will go through your location and make sure everything is par per code. Once those inspections have been completed, they will then in fact issue you the certificate of occupancy. You're to bring that along with your business license application to License and Revenue Division so that we can in fact license you. You cannot license if you have a physical location and you do not have that certificate of occupancy. And this information can be found in the Code of Ordinances, City of Montgomery.
Are there any other questions? I'd like to thank you for your time this morning. If you have any questions, please feel free to call our office. Thank you.
We will now have County Ms. Christy Davis for the Procurement Department of Montgomery County.
Good morning. My name is Christy Davis, and I work for the Montgomery County Procurement. Working together, vendors are essential to meeting the needs of Montgomery County Commission. Communication is key. Montgomery County Commission Purchasing Department is here to help. Next. This is the purchasing contact information. As I stated before, my name is Christy Davis. I'm the purchasing manager. We also have a buyer two, Cindy Hill, and a buyer Jackie Robinson. Our phone numbers and emails are here, and go ahead and answer any questions that you have. Next. To register as a vendor, we have vendor registration forms available online and in the purchasing department. Online, you can go to mc-alla.org, departments, purchasing, and there you'll see a vendor registration form. On the back, it has our list of commodities that you can select for bidding purposes. We also have a
This is an example of the products and services that we provide. It's a long list that, under commodities, under vendor registration, it's a long list of commodities, but here are some examples: office supplies, janitorial services, metal pipe, building materials, pest control, security guard services. Currently, we have a bid open And I look forward to working with y'all. I'm so nervous, but thank y'all.
Marvelous job. She was nervous in that. So we want to thank her for that wonderful job she did. But listen, I thank each and every one of you for coming out. We heard your cry. We want you to know the city and the county is listening. And this is just the beginning of the seminars that we'll be having coming up. And we have some other exciting things that we're going to pull the mayor and vice chairman into. They're going to be sitting down and having more intimate conversations with some small minority business owners. But again, we want to thank you. This concludes. We have information on the back table. Where's Commissioner Sankey? Commissioner Sankey, come on up, Commissioner Sankey, come on. One thing about Commissioner Sankey, he's all the time, chairman of small business.
Thank you all so much for coming. I know that this is just the beginning of the first step on the long road home, and we're here to make sure that there is African American participation. I think that's very, very important. Lots of money circulated through both city and county government, but as the mayor has indicated, we don't get our fair share. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can. Some of this might have been confusing because it's the first time you heard it, but even when you're trying to engage with government, you do need someone to kind of walk through the process. So I am making myself available to assist in any way I can, and I know that some of this was actually news to me. I've been serving for about 5 years, and I was not aware of some of the things that we're actually doing, the opportunities that are available within the county government. But we've been working for a long time. Our vice chair, Commissioner Doug Singleton, Dan Harris, myself, along with Commissioner Walker and our chairman, Commissioner Dean, we've been addressing this for a long time. And I'm just happy to say that I'm here to support you all in any way I can. So please don't hesitate to call me. I realize the challenge of small business. I encounter I'm a small business person myself, and I have some stories I could really tell you about some challenges I had trying to do business right here in Montgomery, Alabama, when I thought I had everything. So I do understand. So please, I'm here to assist, and do not hesitate to call me at any time or stop me anywhere you might see me, and we will certainly try to get you through the process. So again, thank you, Ms. Montgomery, and we appreciate what you all are doing. Thank you all so much for coming. God bless you.
Again, I also want to say this one thing. When you see County Commissioner Isaiah Sankey, you see Vice Chair Singleton or the Mayor, thank them for what we're doing, and we got the opportunity to do white work, because someone stopped me and said, well, you know, it's labor. No, it wasn't just labor. We got minority-owned business owners contract. It has not ever been done right here in the city of Montgomery that we have done, and that's totaling to millions of dollars. So we have done that right here. So thank them for the opportunity. And this is the start. We got more